Hey, what's up guys? It's time for some Evil 2017 predictions for Street Fighter V, of course. I don't know about the other games. But joining me today is Mir. What's up, Mir?
Hey.
And we got a special guest, Sonic Soul. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, guys? What's up?
So Sonic Soul has been helping me behind the scenes as well on the channel. And if you guys are wondering where the hell is Killy, well, to be honest, he hasn't really been paying much attention to the Street Fighter V scene. So he won't be here. But I felt bad, and you know, I know you guys want us to do a predictions video, so we'll definitely do one. So how are we going to do this here? I guess we can start just, you know, spitballing some random names. We'll talk about some notable players and, you know, their journey till now. And then I guess I definitely want to do a prediction for top 3 placing for Evil. And then we'll go from there. So in terms of notable players, the first person I want to talk about is Infiltration. Because Infiltration has had quite the journey when it comes to the CBT, just even in Season 1. So if you guys haven't been keeping up, like from the very start of Street Fighter V, Infiltration was just an absolute monster. Okay? He was like the undisputed best player for at least a couple months, and then he just vanishes. Like a vagabond, just vanishes. And I guess we found out later there was some real life stuff going on, right? But actually, let me take up Infiltration's little record here so I can see exactly how he placed. So it was some final round. I think that was the first premiere, right? We're talking in Season 1, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So final round, 19. He gets first place, and then we had NorCal Regionals first place. Then the Red Bull Kumite first place, just monster, right? He got second in CEO. If you guys remember, he lost to Tokido because Tokido went ham on the parries. Actually, it was a really good match. I gotta look that up again.
Yeah, I remember that one.
You guys remember that, right?
Stop moonsault.
Yeah, stop moonsault. Too much moonsault, man.
Yep.
And then he places first place at Evil. Okay, and then he just kind of just dropped off the face of the earth, right? And then he comes back, and he's just using like a bunch of different characters. I forgot what tournament it was, but he was using Rashid and Balrog, right? He was like experimenting with different characters.
Canada Cup
was it Canada Cup?
We got to really see Rashid.
Damn, you got a good memory, man.
Yeah, he picked Nash first, and then when he lost, he tried to pick Rashid. I believe Daigo, and lost.
Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, CBT final comes at the end of the year, and then he goes 0-2. Just crazy, right? And you could say that people finally downloaded his Nash, even though you can't download Season 1 Nash. But yeah, I don't know. Apparently, I remember he was talking about how like his brackets were changed last second, so he had problems with his first opponent, and it was just like a downward spiral from there. But yeah, it was just really strange, right? And then after Season 1, they nerfed Nash to the fucking ground, right? And Infiltration definitely was not happy with that, and then he eventually he dropped Nash basically, and then we haven't seen him for a while as well after that.
Yeah, because most of his, I guess, play style was hit by the Season 2 changes. Like a lot of his dashing around back and forth, and basically all the stuff that like Nash capable of in terms of lane play.
Yeah,
it's kind of like mixed, and that was his style. So,
but that was unintended. That was unintended.
Yeah, it was very unintended. Trust me.
It was unintended because Capcom's like, we didn't think. Well, I was Combo Fiend who said that. He's like, we didn't know you can play him that way, right?
Yeah.
This is not the function that.
Yeah, this is not the function of the character.
They wanted him to be offensive, and it was the complete opposite.
Yeah. So, anyways, they nerfed Nash, right? And then during that time, by the way, I don't want to talk too much about Bonchan because we'll get to him eventually. But then Bonchan picks up Nash at the worst time, right? Just before he gets nerfed. But anyways, yeah, Infiltration disappears for a while, and then he's figuring out what character he wants to learn, right? And then he decides to learn Jury, you know, represent you know, the country, right?
Represent Korea, and it's his waifu too, apparently.
Yeah,
so.
It's his waifu as well. And then so he learns Jury, and he doesn't do so well with Jury because Jury is a questionable character to use at a pro level, right? I think he should have got an Eyez level. Sorry, guys, inside joke. But anyways, yeah. So Infiltration then drops Jury apparently, and then he picks up Karen because Punk was doing so well. Assuming Punk was doing so well, that's why he picked up Karen. And then he does okay. I forgot what tournaments he experimented with Karen in.
Battle Arena Melbourne 9, the same tournament that Bonchan played. He got 9.
Shit. And then
he played Crane at the Kumite.
Yeah,
right.
He got fifth then.
Yeah. Like he gave her an honest shot, right? Like he wanted to really see how well he can do. Lots of time to experiment.
But it's funny because the E-League tournament, obviously, that was broadcasted and stuff. Apparently, he didn't pick Karen at all. He only picked Rashid and Jerry.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he got 17th there, so.
Yeah. Definitely. Where's Infiltration in the standings right now?
Yeah, Infiltration is like 85th place right now.
And how many is the top 32, right? For the Capcom Pro Tour to qualify? Okay, well he's got to win. Is he below Daigo right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Daigo is.
He's got to pick it up, man. He's got to pick it up. But anyways, yeah, so he gives Karen an honest try. And then now he drops Karen, and now he's back to Nash. He's back to Nash. He was streaming. So he's back to Nash. And I guess this is after Nash's buffs as well. And I'm sure Bonchan inspired him to show him there's still hope for the character, right?
Yep.
And then Infiltration says he's got a secret weapon. What's up with that? Any hints on what that is? He's got a secret weapon character.
Well, looking at, I guess, some of the brackets, right? Like looking at, not the brackets, but like looking at the tournaments that he's participated in, including like the online ones and the last chance qualifiers.
Yeah.
Like I see Vega as like one of them in like the CPT AO last chance qualifier. There's Vega, there's Balrog and Rashid, right? We've seen a bit of his Rashid, but we don't know how well he might have like grinded out with him. But to be honest, like I think the outlier is Vega. Like, why is he using Vega here?
Really?
You know, yeah, he was using Vega, but it was an online tournament, right? So who knows? But he decided to pick him up there, and it was just like, why, right?
I think it's Ed.
It could also be Ed too.
Right? Like the reason I'm saying that is because he's saying it's a secret weapon, right? In the sense that he cannot reveal it now because it's obviously something gimmicky, right? Like he can't show his cards now. So if it's a character that we already know a lot about, or the other pros know about, like if he's using Balrog, for example, you know, everyone knows like most of the stuff that Balrog can do now. But if it's a new character like Ed, we haven't really seen everyone fully use the potential of his V-Trigger yet in pro play, right?
That's true.
So if he were to, you know, show his stream and show his setups with Ed now, then that'd be kind of revealing his secret weapon. I'm just going by that, but of course I don't know for sure.
But what about the I mean, I know they may not mean much, but what about the buffs to Vega for season 2.5?
Yeah, and Vega did get buffed for sure.
Yeah,
it's true. You could be right, man. And Vega is another character. Like we've seen some pros play Vega, right? There were some good, but very few, very few, man.
Because they sleep on him right now, and I don't know if people really consider him too great, but again, the fact that like he's received changes that like really change up how you use claw form, like I feel it's not something to ignore, especially if he decided to choose this character.
Yeah. What do you think, Mary? You think it's Vega or Ed?
Well, definitely not a lot of Vega players around. So that could be an option. Ed is another pretty interesting pick because of the B trigger, right? It's pretty unexplored.
Yeah.
So maybe you could go for the shock factor, you know, on a 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5, whatever. Like you can steal a few rounds with that. So it could be, you know, a way to snatch the victory. So we'll have to see. Like I cannot think of other characters, to be honest. Like,
well, one thing we can agree with
unless he like is really perfected the jury play, but I doubt it, honestly.
Like, one thing we can agree with is the Infiltration can learn characters so fast, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely good at that.
So it could be anyone, right? It could be anyone. So.
He's a character specialist for sure.
Yeah.
We definitely see him, like, pocketing. This is the guy who played Hakan. Come on. Like, just be real. Like, he can play anyone he wants.
He played Hakan. Yeah, he played so many characters.
But, like, one of the reasons why he hasn't been entering too many turns as well is because he's been going through a lot of real-life stuff, right? Since he recently got married. And that was one of the reasons, like, we haven't seen him in the middle of the Season 1 during the turns as well. So, I just hope that, you know, it's not too late now, and hopefully Infiltrating can get enough points to get to CPT Finals. Because I really want to see him there for sure. So, like, I'll definitely be rooting for Infiltration. Hopefully he wins something. Because we're getting close, man. We're getting to that tail end of the season. It's panic time, basically, right? He needs to earn some points. Yeah.
If nothing else, he can definitely use that Family Man OS.
Yeah,
so.
he can. Anything else you guys want to talk about Infiltration? We'll move on to the next person.
No, I think that's about it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, nah.
The return of Nash. Okay, the next person I want to talk about, which I haven't heard too many people talk about lately, is Nemo. What the hell is going on with Nemo?
Well, he only entered like 2 tournaments, so
yeah, like 2 huge tournaments. So like Nemo, from what I understand, he's really busy with work. So more real life OS shit going on with Nemo. Okay, but Nemo, he used Vega in Season 1, and he did okay. He did okay. And then when Urian was released, he just fell in love with that character. He absolutely loves playing Urian. And then Urian got some insane buffs in Season 2. And Nemo's really good. I think definitely he is the best Urian player, for sure. And he starts the season off with Topanga, which was definitely one of the hardest tournaments to win, right?
Of course.
Because he was up against other monsters, and these are like 1st to 10s. Okay, there's no ordinary tournament where you have to be very convincing in your wins. And he won Topanga with Urian, okay? And then he just disappears from the face of the earth, comes back randomly during Red Bull Kumite, and gets 1st place. Okay? So, even though he doesn't enter many tournaments at all this season, when he does, he destroys. Okay? So Nemo is I don't know, man. Like, he did get 9th place though randomly in that online qualifier, but come on, it's online, guys. Come on, you can't take this shit seriously.
Online
well, he's playing Urian though. So.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. Maybe he wasn't used to the online Urian, right? Like, he's not used to that. It's 2 different playstyles, man. It's 2 different playstyles. One is where he's flashing yellow, and the other one isn't. Actually, no. Remember Nemo when he did the 3 EX tackles, and then what's his name didn't shake his hand?
Yo, I saw that. He got up, he started clapping, he wanted to shake everyone's hand, and it was like, nah.
Who was that against?
Itabashi saw it.
Who was that against?
I think it was against Mago, right? Was it Mago?
Was it Mago?
Somebody else? I don't think.
Well, Nemo started doing like some crazy tackles, and then he didn't shake his hand. And then
that's the
Nemo is wandering around the venue looking for someone to finally shake his hand, but everyone's disgusted by Urian. And then Itabashi was sitting there, and he wouldn't even shake his hand.
It's like he did EX tackle, he whiffed crouch medium kick, then did another EX tackle.
Hey man, that's what happens when you play Urian.
It's one of those situations where you're like, well, it's not gonna do it again easy. Well, turns out that's what happened.
Hey man, you're -2. Urian doesn't have a 3-frame normal.
7-frame startup. How you reacting to it?
It's faster than EX Sonic Boom. Don't forget. Oh man.
Forward advancing special.
Well, it's okay, because we're not discussing whether he'll be respected or not. We're just discussing his performance during Evil. And I think Nemo is going to destroy. I think he's going to destroy, man.
Well, he's definitely going to get through pools pretty easily.
He's definitely going to be one of the funnest players to watch.
I mean, it's all about how you get that W, man.
Yeah.
It's all about how.
Like, people hate playing against Urian, but I'm sure they love watching Urian play. So, it's interesting.
Or playing Urian.
Yeah, yeah. Or playing him yourself because, you know, you just can get him for free. That's funny. Okay, let me pull up my list. Anything else you guys want to talk about Nemo?
No, not really.
Okay, all right. Moving on, let's talk about Daigo. And by let's, I mean you talk about Daigo, Mir.
What? Our Lord and Savior.
We have to mention Daigo. We have to.
Yes, we have to. And unfortunately, he's not been doing so well.
This season or last season?
Well,
sorry, I just wanted to set you up.
When he was playing Ryu,
yeah,
season 1, he was doing okay. I'd say he wasn't.
He was. Both him and
Tokido. Perfect,
yeah.
But yeah. But right now is plays 61st on the Capcom standing.
Is he really that low? Yeah,
he's that low, bro.
So only 110 points, and yeah, like he switched to Guile, and I'm really happy that he did because I think it fits him more, but still like not the results that you'd expect from him, you know. But yeah, like I don't know. There's probably some OS behind all of this. I know.
He is getting better with Guile though, and his Guile. One thing I like about his Guile is that you can tell it's Daigo's Guile. Like he has his own style with him, which I like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, something about Daigo in general is that like when he plays, you can see that he's really, I'd say, stubborn with his choices. You know,
I was just
like,
gonna say that.
He'll throw like 6 fireballs in a row.
He doesn't want to really like commit to a normal. He doesn't want to press many normals. He just wants to throw out fireballs and occupy space with that. That's what I noticed, at least. That's why I feel like when he switched to Guile, it's just because he wants to have like a better fireball, right? Like, and I guess better like management, because I think Guile's booms are a bit better than Ryu's Hadokens, right? So
Guile's a better Ryu than Ryu right now. That's why he's playing
like,
Guile.
I think we can all agree that Guile is overall a better character than Ryu.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, considering also the changes to Ryu is just bad. It's just like I wouldn't put it past Daigo to pick a character that would suit his strengths.
Oh, I think Ryu is viable now. Like that standing light kick change really did help him a lot, man. It was a huge change.
I don't see how it's enough for Daigo though.
Yeah,
Daigo
to drop Guile back to Ryu again? No.
Yeah.
But Ryu will always be a pocket character for him for I don't know what matchup you would want to use Ryu instead of Guile, but it's there, you know. But there's definitely some changes missing from Ryu that he needs to, you know, convince him to want to switch back. For sure. Mm-hmm. I think Daigo is just doing too many Ume flash kicks right now.
That's another thing.
It is a bit too careless sometimes.
He gambles a lot on it.
He doesn't like dealing with like 50-50 situations in general. Like he wants to dictate the 50-50 on the opponent, right? Being like, am I going to flash kick or not whenever that situation arises? You notice that? Like he does it a lot. Like if you pay attention.
Unfortunately, in that game, like in 355, those guesses can be punished really hard, and that's
you can't FADC that shit.
Like it's such a big risk to do it, and like it's also not invincible unless you have like bar.
Yeah,
and it's just like in general, it's a lot to pay just to wake up and do it, right? Like just to ume it, but. I feel like it's because of the lack of defense, like the lack of like obvious like defense that's like killing him. But I don't know. After seeing like what happened with CEO, for instance, it was quite sad. It was quite sad.
We got 33rd, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I remember watching CEO and he lost to Mena RD. Wasn't it?
Oh, did he teabag Daigo?
Yeah, he
teabagged. He beat him with Laura. Very convincingly too.
And I think Mena RD, he beat Daigo and then moved. Yeah, it was 33rd. Because I'm getting confused, right? Yeah, it was 33rd place.
Yeah, it was really early.
Yeah. So
did Daigo look salty after that match? After he got teabagged?
He didn't shake Minari's hand. No.
And that's not normal, right? Daigo usually always shakes your hand, right?
He's willing. Yeah.
He's willing. Okay. Just making sure. Did he look like he was in a hurry? I'm just curious. I need context.
I mean, if you saw the highlight video,
yeah,
like,
the highlight video that was on my channel.
You can definitely see that the man picked up his stick, didn't even wrap it up, and walked off. So.
Yeah. I know a lot of people were actually pissed off about that moment too. A lot of people were salty about that. They're like, "How dare you teabag Daigo?"
I mean, they don't want to see their favorite the beast himself getting bodied, right?
It's crazy how like people are still not like desensitized to the teabagging. Like it's still very, people get very emotional about it still. You know, it's a very serious thing.
I feel like if your opponent is able to get you to react in a way off of them teabagging, that's your fault.
Yeah.
You know, that's no one else's fault but yours. It's how they get the W, right? It's just like Nemo. Nemo's gonna do EX tackle like 9 times. If you think that's dirty, then all right, go play Marvel 2. Like,
what is this back forward punch teabag?
That's funny.
Understand that, like, it's just how you get. It's the W, man. It's not exactly how you get it. It's you're getting it.
But you know, if Daigo ran into him in Evil, and then Daigo teabags him, you know everyone's gonna be going nuts. It goes both ways, bro. It goes both ways.
Man.
It would be hilarious. Honestly, in general, I think that I'm personally, how can I say it? Like teabagging is not an issue for me, and sometimes it's just hilarious. Like, it depends on the situation, honestly. As long as it's not overused. Which is the problem.
Which tournament was that? Was that NorCal? I forgot which tournament it was, where it's like literally every single match was teabagging. Oh my god.
NCR, I believe.
Was it NorCal? Okay.
I think it could have been NCR because I know Punk and Du were fighting in grand finals.
Yeah.
And they are both heavy teabaggers. They both drink Lipton. They both drink Lipton. So
that's hilarious. So yeah, Daigo's like his recent placements, like he did get 4th at Red Bull. Well, obviously there's not like 100 people that entered Red Bull Kumite, but he got 4th. Yeah. He got 7th in E-League and 5th Tiger Uppercut really recently. So you know, he is improving for sure. And like I said, this is getting scary. Like obviously there's nothing left for Daigo to prove. Nothing left. Okay, but you know he's still taking it very seriously. Like you see his tweets. He's saying like, you know, he's gonna stop drinking. He was talking about drinking too much. I don't know. It could be lost in translation, but he's gonna stop drinking. And he's taking it seriously, man. He wants to get the CPT finals, so let's hope he makes it. But he's what place was he again? Sorry. You guys said 64 or something?
61st.
Yeah, 61st.
So yeah, he needs to place.
It's a very long climb.
Yeah, man, and he's at the tail end too, man. Really scary. Like two like really big names, Infiltration and Daigo, are like way out right now, man. It's scary. And Daigo has not been. He's been entering a lot of tournaments, so it's just maybe he switched the guy out too late. I don't know.
It's funny. Infiltration and Daigo were both like, of course, really solid in Fighter 4. So to see this like change, is really crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, anything else you guys want to talk about on Daigo?
Well, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm spent.
Okay, cool. Let's talk a little bit about Tokido. Tokido, man. Season 1, I guess he couldn't really find a character that he wanted, right? Because there was no Akuma. You know, Akuma was definitely missing. That's his boy. So he used Ryu. So it's kind of like, you know, he was training partners with Daigo. They both used Ryu at the time, and I think Tokido's Ryu was better than Daigo's.
Of course.
Well, it was way more aggressive, which
is what you gotta do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what you gotta do.
And like it fit the character and the game.
And the way it was like, it took a long time for a lot of pros to kind of click in Street Fighter V to get what Street Fighter 5, like how to play it. And I think Infiltration and Tokido were one of the few players that got it right away. They understood the game right away. And it just seemed that Tokido was always running into Infiltration during Season 1.
That was his rival.
Yeah. But then Tokido was like, this is a bad matchup, so that's why I'm losing.
Yeah, even remember that super next level Red Bull Kumite finals? Like
it was the scrubbiest but most high level match I've ever seen in my life. Seriously, if you guys haven't watched it or don't remember it, you guys need to watch Red Bull Kumite with Infiltration versus Tokido. That match was so insane. There was so much jumping and no anti-airs and just madness going on. They drank way too much Red Bull. There was so much adrenaline going on during that match. It was crazy. Like I said, it was the scrubbiest, most high-level match I've ever seen in Street Fighter. It was so nuts. Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so in Season 2, finally Akuma comes out, and then Tokido, of course, drops Ryu for Akuma. So, I think Tokido had a pretty rough start, didn't he? When he started this season. Of course, he was using a new character, but
Season 2, it was final round, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was final round of Topanga. In the round robin Topanga, he was second. And in Topanga League second stage group X, he was also second.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So he did start off strong. My bad.
He started off pretty strong, and he was all right until E-League, I believe.
He got,
of course, NorCal Regionals, he was 9th, right?
Uh-huh.
But after that, he was 4th in Battle Arena Melbourne, and then Saigon Cup. I think it was an international. Saigon Cup was 3rd, and then E-League he became 13th. So he started getting lower and lower. You could see at the more recent ones, Red Bull Kumite, he's 9th, but then CEO, he's 33rd.
Wasn't that the same? Yeah, that's what Daigo got, was 33rd, right?
Tied for 33rd.
Yeah, they tied. They both tied. So that was a tough tournament, though, man. CEO was a stacked tournament.
Yeah, man.
That was a stacked-ass tournament.
It was.
So, yeah, that's the thing with Evo, right? Is that there's so many people entering that it's so hard to predict because so many things can happen, right? And that's what happens when you have a giant tournament like that. And Evo is, the biggest. So who knows, right? We've ran into situations where, Daigo doesn't even make it out of pools, in Street Fighter 4. Just random shit, man, happening. Man. So, and then Tiger Uppercut, he got 7th. So, and that was after the Akuma buffs, right? So Akuma got a slight buff with the HP, bringing up to 900, and the uppercut buffs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure that'll help him out a bit, and I'm sure he's practicing really hard, but Tokido is definitely a favorite. People love Tokido. They definitely want him to win, right? So he's got a chance. He's definitely
11th.
got a chance.
He's 11th right now on the CPT standings.
Yeah.
So definitely not someone you should.
So he's a genius. So anything else you guys want to talk about Tokido? And of course, he has enough points to make it to CPT finals. So
yeah, of course.
So he's fine. He's sitting pretty. Better than Infiltration and Daigo for sure.
Better than Daigo for sure.
Oh, I wrote down Verloren in my list here. Why did I write this down? Did Shinobi get me to write down his name? Well, I guess we talked about Verloren for just a little bit. But anyways, he's the Korean Kami player. And by the way, guys, listen to this. We're not going to be able to name every noble player. We just don't have 3 days worth of time to do a podcast. That would take forever. So I just wrote down some names that people mentioned to me, or just something I wrote down the other night, just randomly before I went to sleep. So I don't know why I wrote Verloren, but he's a really consistent Korean Kami player. And yeah, I think he's someone to watch out for. But.
Verloren recently, I mean, of course, not really recently, Battle Melbourne 9, right? He's second place for that, but that's about all I remember. Really.
Do we have a lot of Kami representation lately? We got Kazunoko, but
yeah, Kazunoko's been a bit off the radar recently.
Yeah, it feels like we have more Balrog representation than Kami these days.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy too, because Kami is a character that everyone's been really scared about, especially after we saw the Season 2 changes. We're like, Cammy is like the best character in the game. We've heard it from a lot of people.
One of them, yes.
So, it's strange we haven't seen much representation. Maybe it's just because she's boring to play. She's a boring character. I don't know. It's strange. We had a lot of Cammy players in Season 1, man. A lot. So, it's really interesting. We haven't seen more of her. Okay, who else? Okay. Of course I wrote down Bonchan. Sonic, I'm sure you can take it over from here, man. Tell us the history of Bonchan.
Alright, so basically, you already know Bonchan is coming up, right? Because the past couple of tournaments, he's been really putting in work. I guess, to start off, of course, the same tournament that I mentioned before was Melbourne, right? Which he won, finally, after so long. That was actually the first major, I believe.
And he said he never imagined he would win a major. He said he never imagined.
In an interview with Born Free.
Yeah, shout outs to Born Free, by the way.
Yeah, he said, and I quote, it's like Born Free asked Bonchan, will you ever win a major? Like, or rather, like, do you think Nash will ever win a major? And his words was simply, Bonchan's word was simply, it's retarded. Like, he did not believe he would ever win, like, a major with Nash, and he did.
Yeah.
He did. At Melbourne, 9. So, basically, to, I guess, cover the entire, like, I guess, journey, he started off with Ryu in Season 1, surprisingly. He started off, he didn't do, well, he got 4th at Red Bull Kumite 2016, right? And he got 9th at NorCal Regionals 2016. Final round, he got 33rd. So, like, he was there, right?
Yeah.
But overall, like, his placings, as he started to experiment with Nash, were low in the beginning compared to, like, Infiltration, who had the dominant Nash at the moment, right? And I believe, I don't think I even see him. I don't see anything for. Oh yeah, I see Evo. He placed 49th. Yeah. So like overall, like he was definitely like under the radar until Season 2 came along, and of course, when Season 2 came along, not many people were playing Nash anymore.
Some people considered Nash like the worst character in the game.
Yeah, because everybody was trying to play similarly to Infiltration.
Yeah.
His play style was the most dominant.
Yeah.
But of course, Bonchan didn't give up, right? And he placed 5th in Canada Cup. He also placed 3rd at Red Bull Battlegrounds, and then in the Topanga League, 6th Topanga League Group B in the round robin stage, he placed 5th, and he placed 2nd in the Topanga League 2nd stage Group Y. Now, of course, as you move on, there's Battle Arena Melbourne 9. Of course, that was his first major that he actually won with the character. And then from then on, it's just been, 1st and 5th placements, mostly 5th. Like, he placed 5th at Red Bull Kumite, and recently at Tiger Uppercut, he also placed 5th.
He had, like, this short spurt, like, it was, like, once he won, it was like, boom,
Exactly. He took that momentum with him. And I feel like, there's a bit of bias in me. Of course, I'm a Nash player.
Yeah, of course.
I love the character. And to see Bonchan being able to take who is arguably, a character that suffers. We all know he suffers on defense, right?
Yeah.
So to take a character like that and still be able to play really well, I think it's inspiring, and I'm, he's definitely a player to look out for, especially since with Nash, he's like number 3 on like Capcom Pro Tour rankings. Like,
which is insane.
It's like
it definitely takes a lot of skill to get to that point.
Yeah. So Bonchan definitely is a guy to look out for in terms of notable players. Like, I think he can make miracles happen. So
yeah, like Bonchan, like in the interview with Born Free, like he was talking about how he wants players to be able to express themselves. Because Street Fighter V is dumbed down compared to the other ones, right? So I think Bonchan succeeded. He when you hear Nash, you think Bonchan, right?
Yes.
And everyone knows Bonchan now, knows his style.
There are people drawing pictures, of him as Nash. Like,
And this was before, like, even when Bonchan was winning. Like, this was him just, like, losing. He was still respected him because of how, you know, because remember, he switched from Ryu to Nash in Season 1 because he wanted a better character, right? Or he wanted a character that is able to just, because even though Nash, some people might consider him a weak character, he's got a lot of tools, man. Yes. Like, Nash has got a lot of tools, and there's a lot of ways you can play him, and he is a character. Style. If there's a character that help you express yourself, Nash is definitely one of those characters. And he stuck out with him, even though, and one of the reasons he said too that he stuck with Nash in the interview is that you know, he didn't think they could nerf him any harder. Like, he was only going to be buffed by that point, which is true, right? How could he possibly be nerfed any harder, right? So he just stuck out with him.
Hit the undo button on Nash.
Well, you never know with Capcom.
I mean, I don't think it was really worth the wait. It's not like Nash's buffs were insane anyways.
No.
For Season 2, but he did get buffed. He was correct that he did get buffed.
And it was enough for him to perform pretty decently.
But I think Bonchan succeeded. I think everyone, like, when he did finally win the major, it was insane. So, yeah, good for him, man. And like I said, it's crazy that I see his name next to Punk and NuckleDu on the top 3 placements. He stands out like a sore thumb. It's like, what is he doing here? Meanwhile, Daigo and Infiltration are not even placed. Like, what's going on, man?
It's crazy, man.
It is crazy, really. It really is. But Bonchan's a monster, dude. He's a monster.
Hey, man, in the words of Bonchan, it's retarded.
But the thing is, dude, if they do release Sagat in this game, that'll be the end of Nash, bro.
Yeah.
That'll be the end of Nash. Because in the interview, he asked them, you know, are you going to use Sagat if they release Sagat? And Bonchan's like, I can't believe you're asking me that. Like, he knows, bro. We all know. Problem is, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude.
Tiger shot for V-Trigger. Little Tiger shot for V-Trigger.
If he even has Tiger shot, we'll see. We'll see, dude. I doubt it. Oh, man. Anyways, anything else you guys want to talk about on Bonchan?
Bonchan is Punk's senpai. Or sensei, actually. I think Bonchan is Punk's sensei, according to Punk. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Get lost!
Get lost. Alright, next person we should talk about is Snake Eyez. So, Snake Eyez, he's 4th on the list right now, too. He's been entering a lot of tournaments. And let me pull up Snake Eyez' portfolio, we'd say here. But he recently got first at CEO. So in terms of, like, premier tournaments, he is, like, very recent. Okay? So, he had some troubles. Like, in Season 1 was really interesting for Snake Eyez, you know? He went through quite the journey. Because in Season 1, he was using Gief, and he was definitely one of the players that clicked in Street Fighter V. Like, he got the game right away, and he was destroying. He was undefeated for a little while, too. Especially during, like, the Rambats and such with Zangief, he made it look easy. And he understood Zangief right away. And he was doing some crazy shit, but then after a while, he wasn't winning much tournaments, and a lot of that to him was due to matchups, right? Zangief had a lot of matchup issues in Season 1. And Snake Eyez had to go into that situation where he had to decide between, do I want to play just to win, regardless of what character I use? Do I play to win? Or do I want to stay faithful to my character that I love to play and still try to win, right? And he stuck out with Gief. And he did use some Ryu, I remember before. He did use some Ryu, try to get a hold of some of his bad matchups. And I think he used Alex one time, too, as well.
He experimented a little bit with Alex and found out that one of his meaties were inconsistent.
And he still hasn't responded to my tweets yet on the Oh my god. Anyways, so yeah, he definitely had some issues. He definitely fell off. And then in Season 2, and he lost some turns because his controller broke as well. But anyways, he switches to Akuma for a while. And everyone says his Akuma's really good. His Akuma is good, but for some reason, whenever he uses Gief, he starts to win. And I think he's starting to realize that now. It's like whenever he uses Gief, he starts to win. And whenever he uses Akuma, you can just see the chat go, No! Stay with Gief! What are you doing? No! It's really funny. But anyways, he wins CEO.
Those are like
What's that, Mir?
Evil Ryu. No, those are Evil Ryu flashbacks for sure. It used to be
Yeah.
Evil Ryu.
Oh,
was,
yeah, yeah.
Like
It's it happened the same way.
Yeah, he always has a pocket Shoto, right? And and the reason is because in he also used Ryu in ST, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that because that's where he comes from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Street Fighter 2. So yeah, he definitely has a pocket Shoto. But anyways, yeah, most recent win, CEO Zangief. He beat Punk. Punk was released in the Nash for some reason, and yeah, he got V-skilled to death.
I was disgusted by Punk's play that day. I was disgusted.
Don't worry, we'll get to Punk soon, Sonic. We'll get to Punk soon. We'll talk about your disgust if you remember. So, how do you guys think Snake Eyes will do in Evo, though? It's so hard to tell because he's only doing well recently, right? Texas Showdown, he got second, though. But that wasn't a premier, though.
Yeah, it was international.
Combo Breaker, he got second.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. He has been doing good recently.
Mm-hmm.
E3 2017. What the hell? There's a turn during E3?
Yeah, it's like
What the hell is this?
tournament. Doesn't count.
Yeah, this shit does not count. This shit does not count. So yeah, what do you guys think?
I mean, it's a really big tournament.
Okay, one thing we have to put into account is that Zangief got some good buffs, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's still not using the damn counter. I don't understand that. Snake Eyes, if you're watching this, Zangief got a new counter move, okay? And it's for, what is it? Mid-range kick attacks, right?
Horizontal kicks.
Horizontal kick attacks. And I'm saying mid, like I'm playing Tekken or something.
That's some Tekken shit.
Yeah, that's some Tekken shit I just said. I blame you on that,
spamming.
Mir. I blame you. But anyways,
Punk was spamming.
Snake Eyes, you gotta know this, okay? Because I've seen some matches during CEO where there's some Karen players using medium kick on him 5 times in a row. Or even Cammy.
too. Yeah.
Okay? You gotta use it because when you land that counter, explosions happen, okay? Explosions
To be fair,
happen.
he used it twice, I think, and he got the crush counter both times, so it was pretty good.
What does Zangief say when he does his counter on you? What was it again, Mir?
Thunderstorm!
I want to hear that shit, dude.
That's just hilarious.
Thunderstorm, bro. Oh my god. They should have reserved that name for his next super, though.
Especially the Japanese voice actor is just hilarious with the English.
I didn't hear it, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just too good.
I gotta check that out. No, seriously, if Snake Eyes learns about the counter move, if someone tells him and he finds out, I think he'll do really well during Evo. Really, really well.
Yeah, and he's been using the other buffs, like the headbutt. I've seen him use it a couple of times.
Yeah.
So he definitely knows. He probably is not.
Well, he read some of the notes. He's got to read all the notes. That's what I'm trying to say. He's got to read all the notes. Because, like I said, if he lands that count, it's instant kill. The damn thing's instant kill. He has to land it, man.
Well, it's mortal damage.
Mortal damage. I'm serious, because once that happens, it's going to mind fuck the other player. A Cammy or a Karen getting hit by that thing is explosion, dude. So, I don't know.
Your leg gets ripped off. You can never use just any meat kick again.
Oh, God. Anything else you guys want to talk about Snake Eyes?
No, that's fine like this.
Nah.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about Phenom now. So, Phenom, man...
The Bison player?
Oh my god, dude, like, Stain gets so triggered, man, when you talk about Phenom playing Bison. Like, he gets so angry. So, like, Stain will be playing Bison. This was back in, like, Season 1. And he would complain about how trash this character is. You know, I'm like, he's like, Bison's so trash. And I'm like, dude. I'm like, what about Phenom? He's doing so well. What's your excuse? He gets so angry. Oh man, that's such a good joke. Because if Phenom would play like Bison like one match in his pools, and then he'd use Nacali for the rest of the tournament, and then win, and everyone call him a Bison main. Oh shit. Maybe he'll release the Bison, the Season 2 Bison, dude. Oh god.
Oh man, Season Bison.
But yeah, Phenom's up there. He's really high ranked. He's gonna make it.
Yeah.
To CBT finals and yeah, Phenom, he's just one of those really consistent players. He does consistently well all the time. Let me pull up his record. I mean, Nacali's so crazy. like I said, I think NuckleDu is the Ryu of Street Fighter V. Like, he should be on the front cover of the fucking game, not Ryu, with his arms crossed across his shoulders. Like, NuckleDu is so nuts, and I don't know how he dodges these patch notes every single time, man. Like, he's so crazy they didn't have to change his DP, okay? They were already changed for Season 2. He was the only character unaffected by it because it was already changed. It's so insane, man. Like, it's so nuts. Okay, let me check premieres here. So, DreamHack and Red Bull Kumite, he got 7th place.
Yes.
But E-League, recently E-League, he got 2nd place, though. So, yeah, in DreamHack Austin, he got 4th. So, he places well, man.
Yeah.
He places well. He's like top 10 across the board, right? Like, he's been in top 10 since, like, every tournament since 2016.
Yeah, right after Evolution, really, you know, it's just been consistent.
I see the bison. I see some bison icons. This is awesome, man. I see the bison icons. No, but seriously though, I think Pheno's gonna do really well, and he's fueled by anger. He's fueled by hatred.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he despises the game.
He hates Street Fighter V, and I think that's one of the reasons why he does so well. Like he harnesses
the hatred.
Yeah, he harnesses his hatred for the game, and he uses it against everybody, right? Because he doesn't care. He is known to be crazy, do a lot of crazy grabs or command grabs in a row. He also does a lot of wake up DPs in a row. He just does not care because he hates the game anyways, right? He's there for the money. So yeah, when he activates V trigger, it's also him activating V trigger. Like he just fueled by so much.
Devour our activates.
Yeah, seriously. No, Phenom for sure. Definitely see him get far in Evo, and NuckleDu is just such a great character to have all around. Like he barely has any bad matchups. Like what would be a bad matchup for NuckleDu? Like Balrog? Would that be a bad matchup?
I don't know actually.
Would Bison be a bad matchup? I don't know.
Maybe NuckleDu would be a bad matchup.
Yeah, NuckleDu would be a bad matchup. Whatever he does against Ibuki. Well, he just got a DP, man, which is the answer to everything.
I would think that he would have a little bit of a tough time with Balrog.
That's what I was thinking too. Because I'm like, he's trying to do the V skills and also, ugh!
Yep.
So, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Someone in the chat will let us know. Alright, moving on. Let's talk about Xian.
Oh, man.
Man, he had a long-ass journey from Season 1 as well. So, Xian we know is like, man, we all know he's an amazing player, right? He's an Evo champion, right? Definitely one of the best fighting game players in the world. But he likes to use weird characters. Okay? Again in Street Fighter 4. And then now, in Street Fighter 5, he used Fang for the longest time.
Yeah.
Which was regarded as the worst character in the game by almost everybody. The character didn't even have a V trigger at the time in Season 1. So the handicap was insane. And he was still doing okay. You know, he was placing top 16 a lot. Let me pull up his record here. Check his Season 1 record.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying because of well, they were unfamiliar with the matchup.
Yeah, they were like, oh, no OS? Like, I don't know how to play Fang?
Yeah, that OS got old really quick, I think. Honestly,
maybe he was, like, I don't know, maybe he was just sticking to the lore of Fang, you know? Sticking to canon, like, can never get past 2nd place, right? Maybe that was what it was. Maybe that's what it was about. But no, he did win something. I don't think he won a premiere, though, but a lot of people are asking, you know, when are you going to switch off Fang, right? And he wanted to give the character an honest try.
They were bugging him constantly with that question.
Yeah, media, fans, pros, everyone.
Like, after every tournament was like, so, are you going to switch off Fang now?
I think he loves the idea of him being, like, the only person playing that character, like, at the time. You know?
Just
his
think of
character unfamiliarity.
Yeah, just think of Gen in Street Fighter 4. Like, he basically was the only player in Sako, I guess, for a while. But
Yeah. So, in Season 2, he finally drops the character. I remember he was like so surprised, like he was saying on Twitter, when he saw the Fang changes in season 2. We were expecting Fang to become a god, like ascending, like morph into Gil. Okay?
He's so slow.
And then he gets some nerfs. And you're just like, what is going on? Right?
So slow.
It was so ridiculous.
It's all part of the bigger plan.
It was so ridiculous. It was like Capcom didn't want him to play the character either.
Yo.
So he just finally switches characters. He finally switches, and then he goes to Ibuki, right? Who was like secret top tier at the time, and he wins, just like that. He just switches to Ibuki and then wins. It was so crazy. Which tournament was that?
Final round.
It was the final round. It was the first premiere, right? It was the first premiere of the season.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it was just insane how much like he could just use that OS all day long, right? On like, you know, I was holding back my true power this whole time. You know, it was Fang the whole time.
Another thing, Ibuki is a really good tournament character.
Yes.
As in, you have the possibility for really like important comebacks, I guess you could say.
Double digit EX kunai.
A good tournament character. Mir, can you elaborate that for me? Interesting.
As in, maybe in a first to 10 or something like that, you could struggle a bit. Well, maybe not. But the thing is, in tournaments, when you only have 2 or 3, like 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5, stuff like that, you don't have a lot of time to adapt, and you can switch it up really easily with Ibuki. And you have like the V trigger. Yeah, exactly. It's really, really tricky sometimes.
Plus, you have to guess left, right, and it's very hard to see and react to her, considering the bomb when it explodes. First of all, she's super plus. Secondly, you can't see her. You can't,
so if you're not super comfortable with all the setups, like it's really hard to adapt on the fly.
And then without V trigger, she has EX kunai, which on block is double digit plus because of the explosion, and on hit, it pops up in the air, and you can get a left-right mix-up that is somewhat uncertain to the player themselves. Like the player doesn't even know what side they'll be on like half the time.
Yeah, those are the best kind of mix-ups.
Like the neutral's good too, right? With the EX kunai, because it's kind of like this pseudo like EX rush punch.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like she gets in, she's plus 1 billion, and then she hits you with the medium kick, and then she's plus 1 billion, and you still have to guess at that point, right? You can let go of the joystick for 3 solid seconds, and it wouldn't matter because you're still on block stun anyways. So it's just nuts, and you know Xian still gets the benefit of like, if you're not familiar with this matchup, you are in serious trouble. Like he still gets that, but at the same time, Ibuki is also very good, and like you said, Mir, he's got insane comeback factor, right? Because one of the biggest buffs to Ibuki was her health. Right? For her to have be in healthy condition for for the V trigger is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, for sure. Like a 3-bar V trigger with that low health was.
She was one hit from death before she was able to use the damn thing.
Like it's not like Urine that had 1050 health for no apparent reason.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he got first place final round, and then third place in DreamHack, and then recently with Tiger Uppercut, he got first. So he's doing really well, and he's definitely one of the people that can win Evo for sure, easily. He's proven before that he can win Evo, and he's good in these really long like tournaments. So I'm sure everyone who's against him is definitely doing their research on Ibuki to make sure they're ready for him. But yeah, I'll definitely be rooting for Xian. He's gonna do really well, and it's funny too because Xian kind of started this trend where when he started using Ibuki, suddenly a ton of other pros started using
everyone
Ibuki.
Started using it.
It was really interesting. You didn't see that with Fang. Not everyone started using Fang when he started using Fang. So it's funny, man. It's funny. Okay, let's talk about Haitani. So isn't he recently a family man too?
Yeah, he's gonna become a family man pretty soon.
Yeah, he's getting married too. So, yeah, Haitani, he's been entering a lot of tournaments though. Let me pull up his record here.
Yeah, he has.
And he's ranked really high, man. He's ranked really high. Like, he's gonna make it to CPT finals as well.
Yeah, and he plays
Number 6. Number 6 on Capcom Pro Tour.
Haitani is someone like I put in the same kind of group as Fuudo, where like they're just both so consistent and always place like top 8 in like every single tournament. So yeah, he won Ultimate Fighting Arena. That was like his biggest tournament that he won this year, and that was a really funny tournament, by the way. There's some interesting matchups in that tournament. I think like F-Champ got 3rd, and that's where it was Itabashi. It was crazy, that tournament. But yeah, Haitani's also not scared. He's another one of the NuckleDu players is not scared to do DP when he has to.
And he always presses buttons.
Yeah.
Always.
And at the beginning of the season, like Haitani really like set how to play NuckleDu properly, like to really utilize his V skill and use it as a zoning tool and really get the V trigger as soon as possible, rather than trying to go in at the starting, right? And you'll see like Haitani use the V skill sometimes at point blank range. Like he just wants to get that V skill. He uses the target combos properly into the V skill, and he's just really good at confirming and really good at like optimizing like every single situation where he lands a hit. Haitani is just crazy. And remember, in season 1, in Japan, they considered him the best player in Japan.
Yeah.
At the time. So, Haitani's a monster, man. And like I said, NuckleDu is no slouch of a character. So.
Yeah, and like I said, he also plays online a lot. Like, he used to be number 1 or 2 on the CFN for quite a while.
At some point in season 1, he was definitely number 1.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, so I haven't seen him much recently. Actually.
Yeah, remember he's becoming a family man now. So.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's part of the reason. So, hopefully, it doesn't affect him too much, especially like it did Infiltration. But I'm sure he's still playing Nicole. I don't think.
Well, Infiltration was also like Infiltration was definitely going through the character crisis as well.
Yeah, that's true. Haitani never had to deal with that. He's just gonna spit.
He just stuck with NuckleDu the whole time.
Yeah, man. Like,
so he's definitely got an advantage there.
Yeah.
Or Infiltration.
One of the battle designers definitely plays NuckleDu, man. There are just some things about this character that just doesn't make sense. That's still in the game. It blows my mind, dude. It blows my mind. NuckleDu, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Haitani is definitely someone that top 8 potential at Evil easily. And Fuudo, we just talked about Fuudo. So Fuudo, like I said, he's in the same group as Haitani. Fuudo is just another one of those extremely consistent players that like always places like top 8 in like every single tournament. His track record's insane. His most recent tournament was that online tournament, but like who cares? Online. This was the Asia Online. He got 9th place.
The one before that was like E-League, and
he got 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Placed 3rd. Battle Melbourne 9, placed 3rd. NorCal Regionals, placed 3rd. Like, he's always top 3.
Final round, placed 2nd. Yeah.
Yeah. Topanga, he was in the round robin group stage. He won 1st for that. Yeah. And then in the final stage for Topanga, he won 3rd place.
Yeah, he's a monster.
The man always places top 3.
Yeah, okay, we'll change that. It's not consistently places top 8. He places top 3.
Always places top 3.
He always places top 3.
Like
and yeah, with Fuudo, like the thing with him picking Mika was really strange to me. You know, because he started Street Fighter 4. He was playing Ryu, didn't really find his stride, and then he plays Phenom. All of a sudden, he finds his stride, right? And in case you guys don't know, he's also like a monster virtual fighter player, right?
Yeah.
And he switches like to Mika for Street Fighter 5. That's his character. And of all the characters, it's just really strange. I don't know which character you would really recommend though, if you're a Phenom player.
I would have thought of Karin or Karin, you prefer to say it, just because of the neutral game, right?
Yes.
Like, it's not even the records, it's just that the neutral's kind of similar with fast pokes, long range.
But Fuudo tries to play neutral with Mika as well. And like, I'm not saying that no Mika tries to attempt to play neutral, but like Fuudo rarely goes for.
But you're implying.
He has his own style of Mika. Definitely his own style.
Like Fuudo, I rarely see this man go for like many command throws in some of his play. Like I rarely see him go for it, and especially in Evo, like you can see that too.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, season 1, but you can see that he wasn't really going for many command throws in his play style. So I just think it was mostly like pushing them to the corner first before he started doing that. And I mean, even more so now in season 2, considering you can't wall bounce anymore for free from mid-screen. So it definitely supports how he plays. And I think that's the reason why he never changed his character either. Now, I also do think, like, Fuudo showing a lot of consistency with multiple tournaments, like, with this character. It does show, like, his style is somewhat dominant for Mika play. Like it's I think it rivals that of Du.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So. The only thing is that unlike Du, Fuudo, like he only plays Mika.
Yes.
He only plays Mika, right? Whereas Du plays Mika and Guile mainly, and sometimes Nash. I was about to say Bonchan for some reason. He plays Bonchan. But yeah, so Fuudo, it was interesting that he didn't drop Mika because, she did get some nerfs in Season 2. I think it was a little overblown. Yeah, but I guess he realized that and just stuck it out. And he's still doing very, very well, obviously, with Mika. So the chances of Fuudo being in top 3 in Evo is definitely way up there, for sure.
Yeah.
Really,
what did he get? What did he place in Evo 2016? Second, right? He was second.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
He got second place. So,
second to his teammate, man.
Yeah, crazy. So we'll see if he does the same thing too. We know that what's that called? Evo is gonna be on ESPN again this year. So hopefully Fuudo knows which costumes to use for the tournament. Yeah, it's confirmed, man. We'll see. There'll be some restrictions again for sure. Yeah, Fuudo, man, too crazy. Next person let's talk about is Itabashi.
Yeah.
Mir, you got anything to say about Itabashi?
Well, I mean, of course, Zangief player, like really good Japanese Zangief player.
One of the last.
Like it's been around for quite some time. And,
yeah.
Like maybe he's not as consistent, but he definitely has the chance to. To do well at this tournament, as any tournament actually, like in general. He's a really talented player, but yeah, it's a really big tournament. Of course, Zangief, I don't think it's gonna be an issue to get through pools with Zangief, but there are a lot of good players, man. Like it's really, really hard to.
I
get
know.
through.
Again, very stacked.
But Zangief's been getting tons of buffs, man. Non-stop buffs.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that he's actually like top tier material now, which is interesting, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like he definitely knows the character for sure. Like he's not just a good player; he's a Zangief specialist. So I think he has a chance.
Hopefully, he knows about the counter because I haven't seen him play recently. He got third in DreamHack Winter and 7th in final round, and Ultimate Fighting Arena he got second.
Yes.
So he plays really well. He just sometimes there's that Asian online tournament. What happened in this tournament, guys? I'm seeing everyone get 13th place. Did someone actually win this tournament? Like, what's going on, man? Let me check this thing up. Who won this damn thing? Oh, Kazunoko won? I'm just going to close this. Don't even look at this tournament, please. So, yeah, it was just... Itabashi, man, I want him to win Evo. I think it's so hilarious, man. We just want to see a Zangief win, but... we saw Zangief finally win CEO, right?
Yes.
Snake Eyes. So, that's been taken. That spot's been taken. But we definitely need to see a lot of things left for him, like a handshake with Nemo and some counters landed with Zangief.
And Zangief already won a major in season 1, right? Like still Snake Eyes, I think.
Yes.
It was one of the first tournaments.
Yeah. Yeah, damn, man. Damn.
So Zangief always been like that.
I think he'd be the scariest person to run into pools. Is Itabashi.
Oh, yeah.
I just seen his name in my pools, I'd just be like, oh, please, no.
It's the
and the thing with Itazan compared to Snake Eyes is that Snake Eyes is a bit more like cautious, let's say, as a player.
Mm-hmm.
But Itazan sometimes it just goes nuts sometimes.
Yeah, man. He seriously is. Like, and he conditions you too. Like,
yes.
really hard. Like,
yeah,
he's really good at paying attention to what your reactions are to hit certain things he does. He pays attention. He's like, are you jumping a lot? Are you not jumping a lot? And then he unleashes. Once he downloads you, he destroys you, man. So I'm definitely sure like everyone who sees his name in their pools is gonna roll their eyes because he's just one of those players you don't want to run into, especially in the early stages of the tournament, man. So yeah, man. I would love to see him in top 8 of Evo. I think that'd be hilarious, for sure. Very entertaining player to watch. Very entertaining. You guys want to move on?
Yeah, sure.
I wrote down Goichi's name. I don't know why. I think because of the fall of Chun-Li. Yeah, that's why I wrote down his name, because of the fall of Chun-Li.
He was doing well, of course, in season 1, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the nerfs happened, and now, Chun-Li isn't as aggressive on offense as she used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that, like, after Capcom Cup Finals, he's been experimenting. He tried Gal first,
mm-hmm.
And I think...
Wait, what? He played Guile?
He played Gal for a little bit in the Topanga League, and he also played Gal as well in Final Round, but then he went back to Chun, right? So, I mean, it was probably during pool play, but he was dabbling
You're right,
he
did.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see this shit.
And then afterwards, he started playing with Ibuki more.
Yeah. So, Goichi, he is known as one of these players that loves top tier. He loves to just play the cheap shit. And he's an anime. He plays a lot of anime games too, as well. If I had Killy here, he'd be able to educate me on this. But I'm looking at his Guilty Gear record. I'm just seeing like Milia.
Yeah, he plays a lot of Milia.
I see Jin in BlazBlue.
Well, again, you know that from what Mir was talking about, Ibuki has insane 50-50 mix-ups, right?
Yeah.
And if you take what Milia can do to you in Guilty Gear, right? I mean, I'm not too like educated on that, but I do know like Milia has insane things with one of her supers. Other than that, though, like again, I'm not too knowledgeable in Guilty Gear, but I will say like the mix-ups that he probably does with Milia
carries over.
Yeah, can be somewhat carried over with it.
The thing is, though, I don't think that's how it happened, though.
It could very well.
I think what happened was Xian won with Ibuki.
Yeah.
And then Goichi got salty about it, and he's like, fuck this, I'm going to play Ibuki too.
It could very well just be that.
It
could very well
I think he's just salty about Chun-Li being nerfed so hard, right? Like, many people regard her as one of the worst characters in the game right now.
Yeah.
So, it's really... I wonder who the bottom 3 in Street Fighter V is right now. We gotta do a discussion about that later. I'm really curious what you guys think. I think the game is pretty balanced right now, though. I don't think there really is like a super low tier anymore.
No.
But if there was, I think Chun-Li would be around that area.
Yeah, Chun-Li I think is a no-brainer for that kind of like list, I'd say.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, she just can't trade hits well anymore. Yeah. But yeah, Goichi is going to be using Ibuki probably. He still does use Chun-Li sometimes though. But one thing too is I'm looking at his record, and damn, he enters a lot of tournaments, man.
Yeah.
Look at this list. He enters so many tournaments. What's going on here? Does he own a private jet? Seriously, this guy is like in every single tournament.
I mean, he places well, top,
But there's very few Chun-Li players left. Like, does MOV still play Chun-Li? I think he's the last one.
What about Ricky?
Nah. I think Ricky was deciding to change.
Yeah. So
MLV maybe. Right?
That's what we just said. But I think MLV is the last one.
MLV and Sakonoko. Sako.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Does Sako even count though?
He's top 32 in the standings. He's top standings.
I know, but like he switches characters all the time, man.
I know. I'm just saying, like there are some Chuns still around, but it's very, very sparse. Like it's very few.
Yeah, because we know Sako's using mostly Akuma now.
Yeah, he has.
Like I see him streaming Akuma all the time, man. All the time. Yeah. I know he likes Akuma. He feels himself with Akuma.
I just know, like, Combo Breaker, he played Chun-Li still, right? So I think after Combo Breaker, Sako changed to Akuma. But yeah, Goichi, yeah, he's definitely trying to stuff with him. Sure.
Okay, and last person on my list, but we are missing one name I still want to talk about. I'll add later, but is Smug. I'll talk about some Smug because I want to talk about Balrog in general. So Balrog is just one. It's just like public enemy number 1 right now. You know what I mean? Like Balrog is public enemy number 1, dude. But
Chun's place.
He's kind of weird because like, he has been like Balrog has been placing better in tournaments than like Urien. But Urien was public enemy number 1 for a while as well. But then we kind of had that OS that he has been winning tournaments. So that's only because Nemo has been entering tournaments. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Smug, he's been doing well recently, right?
Yeah, it's doing pretty well.
You got
just look at
4th at CEO.
Yeah, CEO.
3rd in Combo Breaker. I'm just looking at trying to find premiers here. He has been placing really well lately. Top 10s. In the last couple terms that he's entered. So, and, you know, we think Smug when we're thinking, like, Balrog representation, right? There's PR Balrog. Who else is there? There's Brian. Who else? Am I missing for Balrog representation? Am I missing someone? Those are, like, the top names that I'm saying. But I'm pretty sure when we talk about Balrog, a lot of people think Smug. So, what do you think, Sonic? How do you think he'll do?
Yeah, like, what I think about Smug, I know a lot about, like, you know, what he, like, or what he doesn't really like to begin with in terms of, like, next level, in terms of, like, playstyle, because, like, Idon was giving him trouble in the beginning, right? And I think Xian was also giving him a run for his money, too. Just because, like, the 50-50s, he was really, like, having issues with regarding those two characters. But, like, overall, like, after, like, he spends his time in the lab and does his homework, because you see him streaming constantly. After he spent some time, you know, he was able to beat Idom. He was able to deal with Xian, you know, in some regard. And overall, like, he's done really well. Like, that, I'm just gonna say shout outs. You know, it's an inside joke, but halal boys to him. But,
so you're talking about like in his private little circle, like in the Rambats and such in his area.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Because it's a local I also kind of go to from time to time as well. And yeah, he's overall really solid. Like, he recently, I believe, got sponsored too. I think it's Riot or Rise. I forget which one it was. But he left Pi and became sponsored. So he's definitely showing that he's got, like, solid potential. And by the look of, obviously, his winning so far, like, you know, E-League, he placed 9th.
You were right, it was Rise Nation.
Rise Nation, yeah there we go. Texas Showdown, he placed 1st without International. Combo Breaker, he placed 3rd. CEO, he placed 4th. Obviously, the interactions with Punk. And Punk, and by the way, I think Punk is, like, Smug's, like, public enemy number 1. Like, Tokido had Infiltration, Smug has Punk right now.
Okay.
Because like, if you look at any of, like, the next level battle circuit, like, Rambats, right? Like, if you look at any of the locals, Punk, whenever he showed up, would just dominate the entire local scene, including Smug. And Smug was known to, like, really, like, top a lot, like, or win in general in next level. So when Punk came through and was just like mollywopping him, it was crazy. Like in general, like I think like if Smug can get past his demon, like if he can deal with Punk, he'll get far. I think that is the main person he has to worry about. Maybe Shine, but not really, because like those two play a lot, so you know they know what to do. And I know Punk plays Smug a lot too, but I think Punk figures out Smug better.
So is it Smug's time to shine in Evil? Is it time for Balrog to shine?
It's very possible, especially with Smug is a good player. I'm not discrediting him at all when I say this, but I think Balrog is really.
I think he's gonna be another one of those players that people are just not gonna want to run into in pools.
Exactly.
Especially if they use a low HP character, right? Like Ibuki, Karen,
because Balrog hits super hard, and then all he needs is one confirmed.
It's just so scary because like once he gets his V trigger, you're really gonna stop and think and be like, "Okay, I gotta really not get hit."
High lows, man.
Yeah, it's really scary, man. So a lot of people will be rooting for Smug for sure, and like a lot of people are saying there's gonna be a lot of Americans placing in this Evil, you know.
Yeah.
And Smug is definitely up there as one of those Americans for sure. So it's gonna be scary. But yeah, Balrog, man. Yeah, definitely be rooting for Smug. Really entertaining to watch as well.
Me too, man. Like, you know, East Coast brother right here. Like, I'm definitely biased for that. So, and plus the dude doesn't live too far from me either. So it's just like overall, like I really like, in as terms of like my community and where I live, like I'm actually very hyped that he makes it this far. So, you know, definitely I'm biased.
Yeah,
I'm definitely biased.
Okay, before we move on, one name we should mention, because it's kind of silly not to mention him before we go on to the next topic, is Punk himself. We didn't really give Punk a spotlight, and we should talk about him. We also didn't really talk about NuckleDu either, which is really strange, because the next topic is who we think the top 3 placing. So I'm sure we're gonna talk about Punk and NuckleDu, but
no spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. It's just Punk is like right now in terms of like his placings and stuff. I think everyone considers him the best Street Fighter V player right now.
Yes.
His placings are insane, right? Like, if I just read off his like finishings for the tournament, I'm not even gonna mention the tournament. Second, first, then 2 no-name tournaments. First. Like he got first at E-League, right? Which is and then NorCal Regionals. It's just like ever since like he started winning, he's just been dominating, right? He uses mostly Karen, but sometimes he uses Nash, and sometimes other characters if he's trolling people. And you know, in season 1, he was just kind of like this online warrior, right? We didn't see much of him in season 1. He was like an online warrior, and then I guess he was just like, he dropped the controller and he's like, okay, I guess I'm ready to start entering tournaments, and then just destroy everybody. And you know, people don't consider Karen like this, you know, the best character in the game or anything. So it's really his character choice is really interesting too. But I think
a really solid character for sure.
Yeah,
like
I think
everyone can agree.
Perfect character for him. Perfect character. Like for his kind of playstyle, Karen is great. Like she has super low HP, but she's one of those characters that like if she lands a stray hit off you, it converts into so much damage. It's insane.
Damage output is high. Her walk speed is really good to play throw game. Like she's just. And then she has good pokes, safe block strings into Orochi. Like, you know, she's really like devastating to deal with.
And like
very well rounded.
Very and she's just not a character you want to make a mistake with either, you know.
Yeah. Because
of her such a low HP and such, and you know you do need that meter if you want that reversal, right, or a consistent anti-air. So it's definitely a lot of things you got to pay attention to. Getting your conversions optimized, you know, which path you should go down if you land a straight hit, things like that. So Punk is definitely a master of that. He's also known to play on pad, and he was like using joystick recently because the reason he was using joystick recently, which is really strange because he was using it on stream and then he started using it at tournaments. We're like, why the hell is Punk using joystick? And it's because he wants to prepare for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah.
And he feels that Marvel Capcom Infinite would be better played on joystick than pad. So that's why he was playing on joystick. Kind of strange for him to, like, you know, start learning that during Premier tournaments, but whatever. But it got to the point where he was literally, like, throwing out the joystick and switching the pad, you know?
It's not like it's not been winning or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, which is really funny. Him switching the pad, I guess that's his true form. And CEO, he did it a bunch of times from, like, the highlight video you can see. It was really, really funny, man.
The Pokemon hats?
I think during Evo, he's not going to use joystick at all. I'm pretty sure he's just going to go pad all the way, because I'm sure he'll be treating this tournament, like, super, super seriously. So, if there's anyone you guys are watching out for, it'd definitely be Punk. Like I said, who everyone considers to be the best player in the world right now.
The alpha.
Yeah. And I guess we should talk about NuckleDu real quick, too, before we go into the next topic as well.
Yeah.
NuckleDu, well, first thing I should mention, guys, is that, like, according to the points of NuckleDu, he is the top ranked player if you add both seasons together. So he has 6,640 points total between both seasons of CPT.
Well, that's not the official ones.
Yeah, this is from SRK.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that, like, if we did combine everything together, he has the highest amount of points. Like, I think that's worth mentioning.
Yeah, of course it is.
Like, the funny part is because he is, like, an auto-seeded player in CPT finals this year, right? So even if for whatever reason he wasn't automatically placed because he was the winner of last CPT, he would still have the top seed now. It's just hilarious, right? Well, not now. I mean, because Punk is ranked number one right now, but NuckleDu is placed number 2 in this season. But just going off those points alone, I thought it was just really interesting to mention.
Yeah, it's around 1,800 real points, air quotes.
Yeah, real points.
But there's only like maybe a 200 to 300 point difference between Punk and Du overall if you look at both listings.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
So
that's good
yeah, they're pretty close together.
So if there's anyone out there that really, like, disagrees with the fact that, you know, he gets auto-seeded, well, he's earned it either way, right?
Yeah.
He's just gatekeeping people right now, and honestly, like, he's not taking anybody's spot because he's earned it through points as well. So it goes without saying that NuckleDu is extremely consistent. He's been doing really well. He started off in final round 3rd place, NCR 2nd place, Combo Breaker 1st place. He's still a monster. He got 7th at CEO. NuckleDu mostly uses Guile, but he also sometimes he uses Nash.
Depending on the matchup.
And sometimes he uses Mika as well. Once again, depending on the matchup. And, you know, there was a really good video on Korea Gaming on NuckleDu's style, where he likes to play characters that just annoy you, because it goes well with, like, the teabagging and all that, and just NuckleDu is just the way he likes to play and get in your head.
Mental damage.
Yeah, mental damage. And then Guile and Mika are definitely up there for those kind of characters, right? Guile, because it's very frustrating to get in on him, and then when Guile comes out on you, it's super annoing too, right? Upside down kick for days.
And then you have Mika with the 50-50s.
And Mika with the 50-50s. And he's way more aggressive Mika than Fuudo is.
Way aggressive.
So, yeah, it's interesting. So,
yeah, and NuckleDu's always been an aggressive player. Even in Street Fighter 4, he was known for his aggressive style with Guile. So, like, it really fits his personality for sure.
Yeah. So, NuckleDu is another one of those players that very high chance of winning Evo outright. So, yeah. And I think it was really important to mention Punk and NuckleDu because people are wondering why the hell we're not naming, like, the best players right now. So, anyways, that helps us transition to our next topic, which is we're going to decide, guys, on who we think the top 3 players this year will be for Evo. So, obviously, that's really tough to predict because it's such a huge tournament, and anything can happen. These players can get destroyed in pools for all we know. But let's just say, hypothetically, me, Mir, and Sonic, the 3 of us got locked into a room with a handful of money. Okay, and we were forced to predict who would get top 3 in Evo, in no order, by the way, in no order, and then we all have to come to an agreement, and then we can leave the room, and then we'd lose all the money because we placed our bets.
I wonder what kind of sick bastard would.
we like open our eyes, there's all this money on the floor, and then we hear like this TV turn on. I want to play a game.
Jigsaw watches esports now.
Like, wow, this TV sounds like Nod. Oh man. So, anyways, yeah. So, who do you guys think? What's one name? If we're gonna pick one name, who would we throw in there into the pot of
Punk 3
of top 3? Who would you guys say?
Yeah. Punk's really easy.
Punk.
Really easy choice.
Okay, if we're going by odds, statistically from tournament plays and stuff, I think Punk is a no-brainer. He has the highest chance of winning Evo. I don't think any of us can dispute that. Punk has the highest chance of winning Evo.
The only way Punk can end up losing is if he messes around.
Yeah.
The only way.
I don't think he's gonna mess around though. I think he learned his lesson from CEO.
I was disgusted by the way he played CEO.
What? Oh yeah. Okay. So tell me what you wanted to talk about with his CEO.
If you notice, right, like he was doing okay with Kerim, right?
Yeah.
He was doing okay.
It triggers me how everyone pronounces her name.
Yeah. Playing against Snake Eyes, like he was doing like all right, like he was taking like bits of damage. He was playing at least solid neutral. Of course, Snake Eyes was making comebacks.
Sure.
Yeah, but then Punk sees that like Snake Eyes is getting momentum, so he switches to Nash, which is arguably it's not a great matchup for Geef, obviously.
Okay.
Because Nash can just keep away. Why? Would like the Sonic sights were one thing, right? Like he did like 5 or 6 of them in a row.
It feels good to do it though.
Okay, yeah, if you space it out properly and you don't get punished by SPD, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is that like he started using like forward heavy punch and step kick at like really questionable ranges, and he would dash up and do it too. And it's just like he would make like when Snake Eyes made the adjustment that he's going to V-skill every single poke you have, your best option should be to just dash back and start chucking booms. He himself said this is a reference to a Yahoo gaming video. When he talked about playing Nash, he's like, just use crouching medium kick as a poke. Throw your sonic boom, keep them out, right? Why didn't he do that game plan against Snake Eyes? I don't know. Why didn't he try to play lame and adapt? I don't know.
Because of collusion. Just kidding.
Oh my god, the FGC Illuminati.
Because of collusion, bro. It's so obvious.
But like, me seeing how he played that last game, it was just like he threw it. He had to have threw it or like just messed around because it was just a complete like 180 from the way he was playing before. It was back and forth when he was.
Like I was with you in the chat during that match. We watched it live, and you were super hype. He picked Nash, and you were getting hype at the start when when Snake Eyes was getting lost because he was getting lost
like
at the start.
He backdashed medium sight,
but then,
sonic boom, medium sight.
But then
like,
once Snake Eyes started realizing this, he started using V skill like non-stop.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden Punk started doing like forward hard punches and forward hard kicks.
Like he would dash up and do them, or like backdash and then try to do it, and Snake Eyes could clearly see it. Like it was up to Punk to adapt. He didn't adapt, and I was just like, the option is so clear. If you're getting SPD twice after V skill from throwing at a poke, probably back off and just rethink.
Not getting lost, but back off.
Yeah, just back off and chuck booms and force him to actually jump.
So are you saying Punk is his own worst enemy? That's such a cliche.
I mean, partly because he feels himself.
Okay.
I mean, considering what we've seen in terms of how he talks on stream, like in terms of calling out players and in general, just his personality, right?
Yeah.
Like, he kills himself with the cockiness, and at the same time, like it fuels him. But you could clearly see, like, if somebody like understands what he's doing, what he's trying to do, he gets body for it. Like, look at F Champ, for instance. And I forget one of the matches, but F Champ figured out how to like, deal with Punk at one point. I don't remember. Somebody could probably quote me in the comments, but F Champ basically figured out how Punk played to begin with when he was playing in the Dawson matchup, and Punk broke down, like emotionally broke down.
Oh yeah, so, the E League.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
so,
E-League.
that is just like the one little thing that like highlights what I'm talking about here.
Yeah,
like
you can tell he takes it seriously.
Yeah, he definitely takes it seriously. So if he decides to do a 180 and try to like mess around, like he will kill himself.
That was before he like started winning, you know. So
I know it was before he started winning, but like even now after he started winning, he has to remember, like, you know, take it seriously. Like don't like actually adapt if the opponent says something to you, right? Like don't just die, right? Like,
so if Punk runs into Itabashi or he runs into Snake Eyes, do you think he's going to use Karen or do you think he's going to use Nash?
I think he'll use, you know, the character that he feels will work well. I don't think he'll just go straight for the counter pick.
Okay.
Again, I felt when he played against Snake Eyes with Karine, it was back and forth. So, I just feel he needs to play solid. It doesn't even matter about the character anymore. It's player versus player. In his mind, I feel like he can just outplay somebody if he thinks. So, I don't think it's necessarily a character matchup thing, but, you know, again, who am I to say, right? Like, Evo is pretty much like really like crazy in general, so I don't know what to expect. But if I were to make an assumption, I just think he just needs to play solid. I don't think it's a matter of character matchup. Okay,
so Punk is one of the names that we think will place top 3. Who is the second name? Second most consistent player, you guys would say?
Well, NuckleDu. Yeah.
NuckleDu
is the other, like the other easy pick, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah, our life is on the line, guys. So.
I mean, considering NuckleDu picks the two best like characters for both kinds of situations, like, and his results prove that it works. Yeah. Why would I not choose him as a top player, especially since he won last year?
Yeah, especially since he's the reigning champion.
Yeah,
for sure. And you know he'll be taking this seriously as well. So.
And Punk and NuckleDu definitely go back and forth, both both in personality and playstyle. So.
Should check the brackets on these guys. What kind of matchups they have. NuckleDu, hey? Yeah, I agree with you guys as well. So this is going to be a tough one, though. Who do you think the third name up there? I want to put Nemo up there, guys. I want to put Nemo, man. I think Nemo's going to destroy this year. But he hasn't placed in enough tournaments to say he's consistent.
Well, Vesper, you're playing with your own life. Remember that. You were in a room.
That's true. We gotta. I mean, I should have used like for the podcast my backdrop. I should have used like something from Saw or something. That would have been more like suited for this situation. Damn.
So people will be wandering for the entirety of the podcast.
Oh man. Okay, well, see, we don't have enough data on Nemo, right?
Fuudo.
We know those drones from the Street Fighter 2 anime to follow Nemo and check his power level and shit.
The movie.
Yeah, dude. We need that right now.
I personally think Fuudo and Haitani might be a better choice.
Mir, what do you think?
Mostly Fuudo.
Yeah, I'd go for Fuudo, personally. Like, if I had to choose.
Oh, God.
Like...
So cliche.
That is the safest bet. Like, if we're doing this as in, you know, trying
if our lives are on the line...
Yeah.
If our lives are on the line, then those are the 3 safest bets for top 3.
Exactly.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
It really comes down to the bracket, right? So that's the problem with these kind of tournaments. It really comes down to the bracket. This is not a round robin. So, for example, if NuckleDu, Punk, and Fuudo are all in the same bracket, one of them has to lose the tournament, for example. That's just the way it is, right?
Yep.
But if we have no choice but to guess, like, that's just how it is. We're going by the odds. So it's highly unlikely that these 3 will be top 3, but they have the highest odds. So.
Yeah. What do you mean highly unlikely?
I mean, like, just because of how tournaments go, you know, like we can't just go based off of odds.
And consider how Evo is and how big that tournament is.
Yeah, like we wouldn't be surprised, basically.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be considered an upset either. So that's what I mean. Yeah, I kind of contradicted myself.
Yeah. Like really big pools, a lot of people playing, all the good players. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Okay, so our top 3 players is Punk, NuckleDu, and Fuudo in no order. But even if it was in order, we'd probably say Punk, NuckleDu, and Fuudo anyways. if we were going to say in
most
order.
Probably.
But to make it interesting, though, we don't want to just say what everyone else is going to say. Let's talk about some underdogs here. So this is not your favorite player to win. This is a player that you guys think will do really well, will place really high, and you don't remember, you're not trapped in a room this time.
Okay.
That's going to do really well that people aren't going to see coming or expecting to do that well. Underdog character. So, Sonic, you go first. Who do you think?
We're only allowed to choose one, or?
Yes, you're going to choose one, man.
All right, Bonchan, free.
Bonchan? Don't people consider Bonchan to do good, though?
Look at his results. Look at the character he's playing and how he's actually playing with the character. I don't see not even Infiltration. Even though Infiltration has been practicing with Nash.
Yeah.
Not even Infiltration is doing the same amount of work that Bonchan is doing.
But is he considered an underdog, though?
He's an underdog. Because
he's an underdog. Alright, Bonchan. Mirror?
Well, I'll go for Itabashi Zangief.
Itabashi? What the fuck? That's so random.
Why is that random?
I was expecting to say Tokido or something.
Is Tokido now an underdog?
Is Bonchan an underdog? Is fucking Bonchan underdog? Okay, Itabashi's definitely an underdog.
You said underdog.
Okay, he's an underdog. Oh my god. That's hilarious. I kind of want Itabashi to do really well too. I think it would be hilarious. Okay, you guys already know who I'm going to say. It's fucking my boy, Nemo. You know Nemo's going to beast it up this tournament.
That's why you put him top 3 in the beginning?
Nemo is going to beast
Is Nemo an underdog?
If Nemo gets top 3, I'm going to be so pissed off at you guys. Because I mentioned his name when we were talking about the top 3. Alright? Nemo is going to be beast mode. I gotta check up the odds on him, man, on some betting sites. I'm sure Nemo's really low. Alright? I'm gonna put some money down for sure. Nemo is gonna be a monster. Yeah. Alright, alright, let's talk about, before we wrap this up, I wanna know you guys' favorite player to win. So not underdog this time. Just favorite player to win, regardless of how good this player is or how he'll actually do. Who do you want to win this tournament? So, Sonic, go ahead, but please don't say who I think you're gonna say.
Bonchan free.
No! Are you serious, dude?
Bonchan free.
Oh my god, man, so lame.
Bonchan free.
I love Bonchan too, man, but come on.
FREE free. Bonchan
Underdog
free.
and favorite player. This guy, man.
You gotta root for the guy who plays your character like a boss, and you definitely gotta root for the guy that plays the character that got nerfed and then hit with undo buttons. And is still not dealing with proper 50-50.
His dash is still 18 frames, man. Still not fast enough. It's not there yet.
Still not fast enough. It's not BBC fast.
It's like Batman, but instead of being on a bed, it's on a wheelchair.
Oh,
exactly.
All right, Mir, your favorite player?
Well, I mean, it's my boy Daigo.
No, we're gonna shut off this podcast right now. Oh my God. Did Killy pay you to say that?
No, I paid myself to say that.
Sure. As there's like this laser pointer sticking right at your head right now. Oh my god.
I mean, like, Daigo...
He's already had his time to shine, man.
Yeah, I know, but to be honest, it's really sad to not see Daigo win. Like, it's just so... Like, I don't feel upset if Daigo's winning, you know? It's just... like if Daigo's winning everything, that is, you know. It's usually kind of boring when someone always wins and there's no competition. But I would love to see Daigo win everything, honestly. Like if I had to pick someone else, well, I already picked the underdog, I guess. I already picked Itazan. Itazan, I would like to see him win too, but that goes my boy.
Oh my god. Who would I want favorite player? I would normally say Bonchan, but you know Sonic is here.
Free.
And I would want to say Nemo because I think it'd be hilarious if he won, but I know he's gonna win anyway, so I can't just say favorite. That takes away that category. So I don't know. I kind of want a birdie player. to win. I think that'd be funny. Like XZZY would be hilarious.
Oh my god!
If he won the tournament,
Stupendous.
I want a birdie player to win. So I don't know, but I think if I were to come with a favorite player to win, I think it'd be Nemo this time, just because everyone's complaining that Urien isn't as good as everyone says he is, but then when Nemo enters tournaments, he wins. So I want Nemo to win, so everyone can start complaining about Urien again. I think that'd be hilarious.
You want Nemo to Eyez Reflector, the whole top 8?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, just from a neutral jump, or just jumping into anti-air and getting mixed up like crazy. Then everyone can start rolling their eyes.
And then Daigo will kill himself again.
Thinking about it,
Oh yeah, through EX Sonic Booms.
thinking about it now, I don't know if I actually do want Bonchan to win. Because
they're gonna nerf Nash again?
If he does win, they're gonna nerf Nash.
Doesn't matter because Sagat is coming. So it doesn't matter.
You're right.
The last hurrah of Nash.
You're right.
That's true. Yeah.
But that's my boy, man. I can't.
Oh my
I played him since Alpha 2, man. I can't forget about him.
Yo, it's lore-based balance.
Lore-based balance.
It is wasting away.
Oh man.
And you definitely know if Nemo wins, they're gonna like destroy Urien.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up. Any last words? Nothing.
Bonchan
free.
Yeah, imagine.
So annoying. All right, guys. Always a pleasure, man. Mir, Sonic, thanks for joining me with this podcast. Maybe
problem.
Killy will someday find in his heart to love Street Fighter once again. We'll see. Maybe in Season 3. We'll see.
Maybe if Daigo wins. Who knows?
Oh, man. But for the people listening to this, let us know your top 3 predictions in any order if you want in the comments below. For Evo, make sure not to miss it out. It is this weekend on July 14th to 16th. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I don't get that wrong. Jeez. But yeah, I'm super pumped this weekend, especially for announcements. For sure. So yeah, guys, don't forget to like the video and be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I'll keep you guys posted on any more fighting game news in the future. So take care, everyone.